Okay, here we are at the Tower Hill train station here in Wayland. We're looking back towards Weston to the east there, and the signal box is still there. And the town of Wayland actually has this crossing marked, unlike Weston, who didn't have it marked. But Wayland does have it marked, because this was originally the Wayland and Sudbury Railroad. So we look down there towards the Wayland station. And that's our next stop, Wayland Station. Okay, here we are in Wayland, and as you can see, this is the Wayland Freight House. The sign right there, Massachusetts Central Railroad Freight House, 1881. Meaning it's 133 years old. And as you see, they repainted it in the Boston and Maine maroon and gold colors. And just come over here to where the railroad tracks are. Railroad tracks are right over here. See where John is standing.
Yep. You're switching over. That's the
So
siding.
there's the siding track.
Now the freight cars being dropped off at the freight house.
Yeah. There's, you can see the track a lot better right there. That's Millbrook Road right over there.
And I'm
there,
now on top of the main line.
Yep, John standing on the main line. And right over there is the railroad crossing and Wayland Station. Used to be a roundhouse right behind the Wayland Station. It's gone now. But here we are in Wayland. We made it here. Now to head for the Route 20 crossing. Okay, here we are at the first Route 20 crossing, the one in Wayland, just to the west of Wayland Station, looking back towards Wayland Station. And there is Route 20, and there is the crossing. It's now a intersection with this new shopping plaza that is here, which was not here before. So we're going to go try and get the crossing and the bridge trussle over the Sudbury River. Okay, there's the crossing with Route 20 back there. And of course the tracks are right here, coming to the trussle that's over the Sudbury River. Nice marshes of the Sudbury River. This area used to flood bad in the spring, so they kind of filled it in over there to hold back the floods, but they couldn't hold back the eventual abandonment of the line. So here we are in Wayland at the Sudbury River trussle, looking towards Sudbury. Okay, here we are in East Sudbury. This is the site of the East Sudbury train station. As you see, the road went over the tracks on an overpass. John's down there. I don't know if you can see him through the leaves there, but he's standing on the platform where the station used to be right here. And you can see the railroad tracks right here. And now I'm going to go and switch over to the other side of the bridge. And here we are on the other side of the bridge at East Sudbury Station. This is looking towards South Sudbury. Right here. And this is East Sudbury Station. And this is going to do it for this week. We'll pick up next week. Bye-bye. Okay, we're just past the East Sudbury station site, heading towards South Sudbury. So this is one of two signals on the approach. The other one is just beyond Horse Pond Road, protecting the diamond from the other side. So this is what the engineers of the Mass Central trains would encounter and tell them whether the diamond at South Sudbury Station was clear or not. So this is I would say the East Sudbury signal for the South Sudbury diamond. So it's pretty much all worn out. As you see, the protective shield is on the ground there. So
Yeah, you can't even make out any numbers on it for a
no,
milepost.
can't.
But we know that this was roughly milepost 19.2.
Mm-hmm. So
The old Central Mass.
yep, it's sad, but as they say, hindsight is 20/20, and they didn't have it. So moving on. Here we are at East Sudbury. Boston and Maine section house, which would have served as the East Sudbury station. And the second crossing with Route 20. Can't see the tracks on the other side of Route 20. Until next week, bye-bye. South Sudbury milepost, 20 miles to Boston. $84 miles to Northampton. So we're not even halfway yet. Here we are at South Sudbury. This is what the South Sudbury crossing looks like right now. And as you can see, someone's been busy removing the track here, because the track was here back in the spring when we were here doing the Lowell and Framingham, or Framingham and Lowell. And over there you see a milepost. We showed that to you before. It says 84 more miles to Northampton, which is our final destination. And of course, this is what the South Framingham station site looks like today. The old engine house, freight house is still here, but the actual station is gone. But there are some other artifacts from the railroad here, some switches, as you can see. And right on the other side of that green tent, in those bushes, is the diamond. And this is South Sudbury Station. South Sudbury Diamond, crossing with the Framingham and Lowell of the New Haven Railroad, looking west towards Hudson. Okay, now we're at Horse Pond Road crossing here in Sudbury. As you see, the tracks are still here, still in pretty good shape. As you can see, there's the road. You can see where the tracks used to cross because there's still breaks in the pavement. And you can see a nice little pathway right next to the tracks leading to the next crossing. The tracks are over there. So let's just take a little walk over there and see what the tracks look like on that side. Okay, now we're on the other side of Horse Pond Road, and we're looking west towards Hudson. And as you can see, the trees are really grown over the tracks there. You can't see the tracks as nicely as you can on the other side. But as I pan out, you can see them a little bit better. This is Horse Pond Road in Sudbury as we're heading towards Hudson. Okay, here we are at Piedmont, I think it's pronounced, street here in Sudbury, and we're looking to the east back towards South Sudbury Station. And as you can see, the tracks are pretty much clear. You can see them pretty well. We're back on Horse Pond Road. We couldn't see them too well. They were overgrown heading in this direction, but as they get here to this crossing, they are looking pretty well. So that's looking east. And as you see, there's no evidence of the rail actually having crossed the road, as they must have paved over it a few times. So as we move over here, there they are, continuing to go west towards Wayside Station. And we're going to stop at Wayside and show you what Wayside Inn looked like, and then we're going to show you the crossing. That's it. Okay, this is the famous Wayside Inn here in Sudbury. It's about a mile from the Wayside Inn station on the central Mass. But I just wanted to show you the inn because it's a historical inn. I don't really know what historical significance it has, but it seems to be here in the town of Sudbury that it warranted a station on the central Mass. So now that you've seen the inn, let us go and see where the station site was. Okay, here we are at the Wayside Inn station site. As you can see, tracks get trees and boulders all over them. Although there's a nice clear path to walk beside them there, from one end of the right away to the other. This is where the station shack would have been for Wayside Inn. And I suppose they had like horse and buggy shuttles to go back and forth to the inn. But this is where the shack was. And that's looking east, back towards Sudbury. And here's the street called Dutton, I think, Dutton Street. And there, heading west, is the railroad tracks. All the way down there. And way, way down there, at that opening, way, way down there, that's where the ammunition, the Ordway ammunition switches were to take tracks and ammunition into the U.S. military reservation during World War II. Of course, it's now a state forest, and the main line is still there, but the switches have been taken out. So this is looking towards Hudson, and Hudson is going to be next on our list. So this is the end of the Sudbury part of the old Central Mass. Okay, we're off the Mass Central main line, and we're looking at what we believe is the branch track that went into the ammunition supply shed up in Maynard. And we believe that the branch track that split off of the Mass Central at Ordway Switch came up here and crossed Hudson Street in Sudbury right here. There were quite a few other tracks splitting up, but this is pretty much where the crossing was. And you see John's up there. He's filming where another spur track would have crossed over. There are a lot of tracks here, so we don't really know where the actual crossing was, but here it is, and it's curving off the road. So this is the Ordway ammunition spur track that went into the duct. It's now all wooded area. The woods have all grown back in and everything. And this is property of the United States government, and it's now a wildlife preserve. So this is the Ordway spur track crossing. And now to get back to the main line of the Mass Central. Okay, John found some evidence that another track crossed right here, just a few feet up from the other crossing. And as we can see, there is a rail right there against the tree, which is evidence that there was a track through here. And the path over there that we were just on. So, but this ammunition duct had a lot of tracks as it went up to Maynard, to the main storage area. So, as we said, it was for World War II, and after the war ended, this became a wildlife refuge. So, the tracks are now gone, and the right-of-ways are now hiking paths. So, let's get back to the Central Mass main line. Okay, we are at Ordway Switch here. We are looking back towards South Sudbury Station and all those crossings we just went through in Sudbury. And if you just walk down a little there, you'll be able to tell where the Y track for the ammunition duct that was here during World War II, the track to that ammunition shed up in Maynard, connected here. So just a little ways down there is the east end of the Y, and then we come into this little clearing here, and the track continues down there, and it heads towards Hudson and the east switch of Ordway. And this little mound right here is marking where Sudbury, Hudson, and Marlborough all meet. So we're on the Sudbury side here, and if I walk over to this part, now we are in Hudson, and the date is here, 1993. That's when the mound was put here. And then over here, we are in Marlborough. So we're right where the three towns meet, right where this post is. So this is Ordway Switch for the ammunition duct that the Central Mass supplied during World War II. And now we're going to go into Hudson.